It is the pre-season episode and we are looking at transfers and a couple of other things here. Let's check it out. So before we are getting into the transfers and who we released and stuff like that, you can actually see some of the released players over here on the screen. I just want to say that I have changed skin. And I'm changing skin around at least three skins that sometimes is just a little bit better than the other one. This is Prisek, the other one is TCS, the one we used just before. I have also used Flute skin. All three of them is in the description. I'm sort of changing between them when they are updating something really nice. So there is that. Let's get into, well, in first case, the released players. Jordan Wheatley, he never really played for us. Yeah, let's take a quick look at him. He never played for us. One game. He had one game for us. I mean, he looks pretty decent, but there was just a lot of other guys atop of him in the picking order here. So, Samuel Ukoi, that's quite interesting. I thought he would be a really good player for us, but again, he was probably the fourth choice central defender. Never really played for us. 8 games, that's not a lot, but at least he did get some games, but mostly from the bench or when someone was injured. So he's out as well. Who else? Rio Douglas. Rio Douglas is one of the strikers. He got some really well-rounded numbers, but we got a lot of strikers and I had to let someone go. And I felt like this guy would probably not get a single game next season, so he's out as well. Who else do we have here? Amadou, that's the goalkeeper. He's out. He was not really that good. We do have a new goalkeeper in. Elliot Hodges-Young. Now, this guy was pretty much always on the bench, and he did get a few games here and there. He actually changed club to Heather. Nice for him. 7 games, and I think all of them was from the bench. As you can see, not really that good, but he was decent. He was a decent sub to have on the bench because he can play both in the central defense and the fullback area. So, well, again, didn't really need him for the next season. Latelier, defender left. Never really. He was probably the 4th choice left back. Not really that important to us. I think he played probably 5 games or something like that. 5 games. Wow, how about that? I got it correct. Anderson. Now this guy is actually, he was playing quite a lot of games. No, he wasn't. It's the wrong Anderson I'm thinking about. Anderson was actually sitting in our 2nd team. Never really playing at all. He looks pretty decent. Again, he looks pretty decent, but his crossing was not that good. His determination is 15, so he looked like a really good player, but never played for us. 30 years old. Never played for us. Same story with Denzel and Demichi. They played to begin with, but other players came in and they just never played again. So they were also sitting in the 2nd team. Brian Reeves is one of the youngsters that was just released. Now, that was before we were actually resetting the season. When we reset the season, you can see Reeves is still here. Then Danko, Calendar, and Clarky also left. Danko, well, I mean, again, a very well-rounded player. He was good for 1 year. But we do not play with an AML up here. So, I mean, we don't really need him. We didn't really need him. Calendar, yeah, again, we got so many strikers. But he was really good in the dressing room. But I just thought, nah, he's not gonna play. He's gonna be unhappy. Why would I leave him around? But he was really good. 17 apps and 8 goals. That's pretty decent. That's pretty decent numbers. But yeah, I released him because I don't think he will get any playtime next season. So if you got too big of a squad and there is a lot of players that expect to play, you're gonna have a dressing room that is gonna be really angry with you. And I don't want that. That is why we released some of these players down here. Jordan Clarkey. Yeah, he's played a lot of games. 25 games, 7 goals. Again, I never really liked him. He did pretty well for us. I would say he probably deserved to be here one more season. 7.03. Yeah, but he's released too. I think the main reason I released him is probably his 1 strength. I really have something against people with 1 strength. I don't know why, but I just have. Also, his dribbling is really poor, so he's gone, and we do have someone else that is much better. So that's the release, guys. I believe we also got someone. Let's look at all transfers here, and let's go one back. Brian Davis, I think this is just youngsters. McKay, youngster. Alderson. Lewis Alderson. Now that is a player that played for us, that's for sure. 18 apps. He's gone. Our right back, so 2 right backs are gone, I think. But this guy, he was actually pretty decent, and I wanted him for one more season, but you know, he chose Portland over us. I tried to give him a new contract, actually, and actually probably 2 times. The first time he did stay, and the second time he decided to go with Portland United. So he's gone, and I'm not gonna, you know, be sad about that, because he's expendable. We could definitely. I already did find someone better. Audi, same story. We gave him a new contract, you know, a non-contract, a contract, you know, the deal. 25 goals for 25 apps for us. Pretty decent lad. He was so fast, and I actually liked when I saw him inside the game. He did so well, probably because of his pace and acceleration, and his overall physicals. But again, he chose these guys, Milksham, whatever that name is. So he's gone as well. And I think there was one more player, Sam Joycey. He chose Dorchester. I think it's fair. He didn't really play that many games for us. 8 games, and I don't think he would have gotten any games at all the next season. It's fair enough. Don't really needed him, so he is gone as well. That is gonna leave us with the exciting part, and that is new players that are coming in. As you can see here, there is a lot over here. That is from the last season, but some of the players we brought in, actually both of them, is down here in this section here. I brought them in pretty early, before the preseason began, so that's pretty good actually, because they are for the most part in match sharpness and is kind of understanding our tactic. Let's just take a look at them one by one. Elliot Kebby. Elliot Kebby can play 2 places. He can play as a winger, or he can go back and play as a fullback. I think for the most part he is probably gonna be playing as the fullback. And as you can see, really, really well-rounded numbers. He got no weaknesses at all in his play. So I think this guy will do pretty good for us, at least for one season. He is 26, so he is, well, he's not young anymore, but he's not old, so that's the good thing. I don't expect him to be staying around forever and ever, but for now, at least, he seems pretty good. Again, I'm really determination, teamwork, work rate, acceleration, pace, this word, and composure. And that is the main stats that I'm looking for all our players. But then he also have the stats that is making him a pretty good fullback or winger, like dribbling, crossing, technique, natural fitness, stamina, stuff like that. Where strength as well. I do like strength on pretty much all the players, but yeah, he looks pretty decent. So hopefully he can do some great stuff for us, even with the fullbacks having horrible ratings in FM21, at least after the update in December. But yeah, pretty good player to have. Josh Thompson, a central defender, 30 years old, and he might be our captain for the season. He got some really good leadership and teamwork. I'm seeing 2 things here that I didn't like, and then I see a lot that I do like. The 2 things that I don't like is his player trait here, dwells on ball. Not the best trait for him. And the other thing is that he only got 7 in acceleration. And that's a little bit worrying. But the rest, really good. Good leadership, good work rate, really good aggression. Aggression can be, you know, a 2-edged blade or whatever it's called. Because he can get some red cards and yellow cards, but aggression can also be a good thing. Especially when you are attacking the corner or something like that with a central defender, then aggression is pretty good. Yeah, just overall pretty decent stats here, and I think he will do pretty well for us. Another 30-year-old here. He is probably our first choice fullback. He could also be playing as a ball-winning midfielder. His marking is not that good, so I don't really want him in there. That is emergency cases. But he could play winger for sure. He could go up and play winger for some games. He might do that. He got some decent numbers for that. But I think he is our fullback choice here. And I'm not really seeing any really big weaknesses here for him. I think the biggest weakness is just having these kind of low numbers in his mental. Concentration 6, positioning 6. You know, that is kind of... if that's the lowest thing, it's still pretty good. So marking 5, that's probably his biggest weakness. So, but still a pretty damn good player for this level. Tom Jackson, our new goalkeeper, and he is definitely better than Paley. Yeah, I don't think there is much to say about this guy. If he got any weaknesses that I want to point out, it's probably one-on-ones. That is probably his biggest weakness. Also distributing, throwing 6, and kicking 5. Not the best in the world. But I think we can deal with that if we are going... I mean, right now, my tactic is set up to actually go for the target man. I'm probably going to change that because we got this guy in. We need to remember that when we are looking at tactics. Luke Clark. Now, this was one of the guys that I really wanted in because he is a box-to-box midfielder. And I am training him for sure as a box-to-box midfielder. He is very well-rounded, but he got finishing 10 as a box-to-box. That is insane. Let's take a look at the box-to-box midfielder roles here. Or at least the attributes that is indicated as the most important. And I, well, somewhat agree to that. One thing he is not defensively. He got no marking. 3 in marking and tackling is 5. He's not going to be good when we are not having the ball. But I think we're going to have the ball for the most part in most games. So I think this guy's going to be really good. Pretty good pace. Decent physicals, not over the top. He is 27, so he's not going to develop much. But for this season, he's going to be really good in that box-to-box mid-role. Tyrone Nowakowski. That sounds very Polish, but he is very British. Because he's a region. And I have, of course, given him a nice face over here. But... yeah, I didn't really expect to get this guy. As you can see, he got 16 in acceleration. He is gonna destroy the opposition backline. That much is for sure. And I'm probably gonna play him as an advanced playmaker. Or advanced forward, I mean. Yeah, I mean, does he have any weaknesses in his game? Heading 3, strength 5, so he's not gonna be that good in the air. But that is not why I brought him in. I brought him in to be that main guy up front that is gonna score goals. That is what I brought him in for. And I think this guy could easily go 30 goals this season. I would not be surprised if he's going 30 goals like who was it? Was it Cole? No, it wasn't Cole. It was Thorpe. Thorpe did 30 goals last season. I think this guy could do a similar thing for this season. And he's only 17! Only 17. Josh Leland. Now, that sounds very, very British, but I am pretty sure that he is... I don't even remember, but he was something else. Kenyan. Okay, fair enough. But he is located in English football anyway. Now, this guy looks really good, to be honest. I think this guy is a... I'm not even sure where I'm gonna play him yet, because he could play on the fullback. He could play fullback out here. Definitely could do that. He doesn't really have the best technicals in the world, but he do have the tackling and marking to do that. So he could be quite good at defensive fullback to have in some games when we are, you know, chasing just not really chasing the game, but just sitting back. But he could also play as a central defender. He got decent numbers for that. Definitely got decent numbers for that. And a little bit faster than some of our other central defenders. So that could be a reason for him to play in there. Definitely a reason. He's also very reasonable with his left foot. So he can even play on the left side in our central defense. I mean, this guy's pretty versatile in that sense. I think he will get a lot of games for us. Ben Harrison, 30 years old. 18 in jumping reach. As you can see, that is the main reason I took this guy, because he got acceleration 7 and pace 7. So he will need someone like the guy we just saw before, Leland, for, you know, when there is trouble. But this guy, he is really good to have in this team for only the jumping reach alone, and because he's pretty much 2 meters tall. Yeah, I'm predicting him to actually score some goals as well. I'm predicting him to score at least 5, 6, 7 goals or something like that when he's going forward. So I think he's our main guy in there. I think he's our main central defender, just alone because of these jumping reads. So that's something. I did not really want to give anyone money in this league, but this guy will get some money. He's getting £55 for parent fees. So he don't have any wages, but he will get £55 if he is playing. I do believe he will also get something for unused substitute fee, £2. Well, yeah, we can deal with that. But looking at him, just look at him for this level. And he's not even the best player I got in. We got 3 players left. This guy's one of them. All of them is getting £55. But this guy, well, these 3 people, well, these 3 players that I got in is far beyond, I mean, anything this league should really have. And as you can see here, he is a leading regional first division player. That is not even our league. That is one above us, I believe. That is probably a league above us. He is really good, and he is our new winger. What is his name? Tom Wraiths. I'm gonna rename him. We're gonna rename him to just Tom, because I like that name. Tom. There we go. Tom is a I couldn't really say that. Wraiths? I'm not sure how to pronounce it, so I'm gonna rename him to Tom. There we go. But I mean, we got this. This is the only player that we got that is very technical. And just having one player that are very technical could really help us out, especially on corners. I'm not sure, is he any good on free kick taking? 11 free kick taking. These kind of stuff is gonna help us out in so many games. These technical abilities are really gonna help us out. But he is also a physical beast. I mean, for this level, he's a physical beast. Yeah, there is just nothing wrong with this guy at all. Work rate of 16. Determination of 9. Not even that is that low. Bravery 12. One thing he is not going to do, he's not going to help us out defensively. If there is anything we need to say that is not positive about this guy, is his marking and his tackling. But again, I don't want him to do that. I want him to stay up there and get the ball, make the crosses, make the dribblings, do the corners, do the free kicks, stuff like that. So I'm really happy to get this guy in. And this is the second guy on £55 appearance fees. And he is definitely a fullback. That much is clear. And that makes that we are really good in the fullback area on the left side. We got 2 really good players. But this guy is just way above the other guy. Is there anything that is to say about this guy? Yeah, there is. His crossing is not that good, and his dribbling is not that good. So he is not really a going forward kind of guy. But if you're looking at his mentals and looking at his physicals, you just know that this guy is gonna destroy the league. He is gonna be so good down there. Now, I do expect his rating to be quite low, because SI decided to kill fullbacks, I guess. But I don't really care about the average rating on fullbacks. Like I have said before, look at how well they're doing inside the game. Look at all their detailed statistics. Then you will see that they are actually doing good, but the average rating is not affecting that. So I'm not worried about the average rating on these guys. Not at all. I'm actually completely ignoring average rating on these guys, and I'm looking at other statistics to make sure that the guys that are playing in fullback areas are pretty good. This guy is gonna destroy this league. I promise you that. But I left the best player to the very last. This guy, Jet Garner. Oh boy. Oh, he's our new target man. This guy is really, really good. I mean, I could play him as anything. I could play him as anything I wanted. But I want him as a target man because he got so many... He's so well-rounded that he is just... Oh, again, £55 in appearance fees. But this guy's gonna destroy this league along with the fullback and along with... What was it? The winger. The technical winger. These 3 guys are gonna destroy this league completely, I believe. Jumping reach of 13, decent heading of 9, and his mentals could be a little bit better, but he's pretty technical as well. Passing 10, penalty taking 11, so he is gonna be taking our penalties probably. First touch 8. I mean, he got the aggression is the only thing he don't really have. Strength 9 is a little bit low, but he just makes up for his weakness, his very small weaknesses. He makes up for it with all his combined numbers. And I think he is just by far our best player. By far. 188 centimeters, also pretty tall. I love him. I absolutely love this guy. Look down here in the pros. Good Vanarama North-South player. We're in the 9th tier. Vanarama is 6th tier. That is like 4 divisions, 3 divisions above us. That's insane. Absolutely insane that he's a good Vanarama North-South player. Mind-blowing. Oh, I know, guys. I know. We are giving 3 players money. It's a little bit insane to do that in the 9th tier. But looking at our finances here, we are almost 25k in the plus. And I think we can easily... I mean, we could get more money if we didn't get these players. But these players here, they are gonna secure us without any trouble. Probably a cup. Definitely the league. And we can keep them, hopefully we can keep them for at least 2 or 3 years on non-contracted contracts. That means we can just go back to back to back. If we're bringing in players like this, or at least just having 2-3 players like these guys, we can just go back to back to back. And that is what we want. We want back to back promotions. So that is the reason why we are bringing in these kind of players. We will, well, we are not going into the minus. I think we're still earning money overall. I think we're still earning money even with these 3 players in. But we will not get the same amount of money. We did get 25k for 1 season. I'm expecting to get around the same for the next season. But we will probably end up around 50k at the end of this season. Hopefully that is the amount we're gonna get. Well, you can't see it right now, but the board actually, pretty early on in the preseason, they actually came in and asked me, should we go semi-professional? And I have played enough Football Manager in lower leagues to know that if you're going from amateur to semi-professional, you're gonna struggle, especially in the 9th tier. I definitely don't want to go semi-professional in the 9th tier. And the absolute only reason to do that is because if you're semi-professional, the players that you're bringing in, even the players at your club, even the staff, all of them, when you're trying to get a new contract or a player in, they want money. I can't give them that. Everyone, every single player that wants to come into your club will need a contract then. They would actually need a contract if we are semi-professional. I don't want to do that. We are not going semi-professional, or professional for that matter, before we are in... Well, I think when we're in the South and North Vanaramas, I think we should go semi-professional. That would be the ideal choice. But the club could do it, not by my choice, but could just do it before that. I don't hope they do it because it will make us have a little bit of trouble, financially speaking. And then when we are in League 2, maybe, I think I want to go professional. And that would be the very ideal thing that I wanted to do when we're looking at the future. But I'm not sure if that's gonna happen. I haven't really looked very much at my own profile. I think this is the first time I actually looked at my profile since we started playing. And yeah, 82% win ratio. I'm not sure if you can see it. You can't actually see it because my face is in the way. But we got 82% win ratio. And that's quite a lot. But yeah, our numbers in tactical are going up, and numbers in level of discipline are definitely going up quite easily. I think I got the first coach badge. Not that I don't really care about it because we are staying with this club. I don't need to go anywhere. I don't need to really increase my numbers quickly. It's not that important to me. But what is important that we were getting a new contract. We are on a new contract with Parkview for another season, I guess it is. Well, hopefully they're just gonna keep getting us new contracts, because if we are not getting a new contract, yeah, I'm not sure what's gonna happen then. Looking at the squad depth here, we seem to be doing pretty alright in all areas. 5 striker options, very, very good. Left winger, Tom, Chandler, and Redding. I mean, Redding is probably emergency, but I'm okay with that. Midfield here might be a little bit weak. I actually think that in total our midfield might be a little bit weak, but do we need to strengthen it? I don't think so. I don't really. We got Whitey, we got Clarky, we got not Clarky, but Clark, Duke, and Mason. I'm okay with that for this season. I'm okay with that. On the right side, the winger on the right side, Kebby. I'm not sure Kebby is gonna be playing up here, but Rufus and Edges like last season. So, I mean, for the most part, it's the same players as last season in our midfield, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay. Our fullback down here, Leland, Kebby. Yeah, I mean, both of them really good choices. And we also got Affleck still around here, so Harvey Whitey can play down here. I don't think he is. a fullback at all. So Affleck, Kebby, and Leland, that's perfectly fine. Central defenders, we got decent options here. We got Harrison and Thompson. They are both not the fastest in the world, so I don't know. It depends. I need to see how well they work together, because having two pretty slow defenders could be a problem. That means that Leland is probably our main central defender that are fast. Actually, he's the only one. The other guys are all below 10 in acceleration and pace. So Leland could potentially be a really, really important player for us this season. On the left side, Woodthorpe. I think we need to change his name, don't we? I don't think I can say that name correctly every single time. Chandler Summerly. Yeah, again, I'm okay with this. Jackson and Paley in the goal. Oh, can you see that? Yeah, Jackson and Paley in the goal. I'm not sure if you can actually see the defenders down here before, but yeah, I mean, our squad depth is quite good. So our competitions this time around is the English Spartan South Midlands Premier Division. That's a pretty long name. But we are also in the Emirates FA Cup now. Yeah, there is money in that cup, and we're also in the FA Vase, so no fake cups this time around. What I think is gonna happen for this season is that we are gonna win the league quite comfortably. Probably like last season, I'm gonna predict 80 points. Did we get 80 points last season? I think we did. I think we did exactly 80 points that I predicted. So I'm gonna predict 80 points again, and we're gonna win that league. So I think the most interesting thing here is to look at the FA Cup. How far can we get in the FA Cup? That's the question, because there are a decent amount of money in this league. I think we're starting in the down here in the first that word. And there is 1.12k. Okay, so a bit of money to begin with. How far can we get? I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. Maybe to second qualifier, maybe to third qualifier, but let's see how far we can get in this competition. I think that is one of the main things for this season. Along with the vase, I want to see how far we can get in these cups here. I don't think we can win any of them. I think it's gonna be very, very tough to win. If we're gonna win anything, it's probably this one. And I'm not sure how good teams are getting into the vase here. I think League 2s and League 1 teams are getting into the vase. So I don't really see ourselves winning this cup here. But if we can, that is the cup we are gonna win. But it's gonna be a season where it's probably gonna be quite easily in the league, I hope. If we're taking a look at season preview here, again we are 1.01. We just have so good players compared to the other teams, it seems. We are headhunting players that are just way above anyone else. I mean, Harefield, they could make us get some problems. These guys unstable too. But the rest of them, probably not. Probably not. A couple of things have changed when we talk tactic in the friendlies. While playing the friendlies, I saw a couple of things that I wanted to change. One of them is that we're going to play with an advanced forward instead of a poacher in the next season here. So you can see here, I'm calling it 4-4-2 Park Season 2. The other one is down here. So that's actually the only change. You can see it right here, the changes. But yeah, we're playing with an advanced forward instead of a poacher. Our wingers I put on shoot less often because I saw way too many shots on target from them. Or not on target, but on side nettings and stuff like that. It's almost a throwback to FM20. So they got shoot less often on. And that's the only thing I've done with the individual roles. Now, we do have a couple of changes in here. I want to work the ball into the box because I was seeing way too many wasted shots. I want to work the ball into the box instead. And that makes sense when we are speaking about how good our team is compared to the other team. So, I mean, why wouldn't I do that? Play for set pieces. Now, I want to play for set pieces because we got some really good players in the air. And we also got a couple of players that I think we got one with 11 and one with 10 in long throws. So it makes sense to play for the set pieces because we can take advantage of that in many games. So we're doing that as well. So that's the two things changed in here. Down here we are distributing to target man, but we just remembered that our main our goalkeeper is not that good with kicking the ball. So I think we should not do that. I think we should actually... We're also slowing down the pace with him. I'm not sure I want to do that. I think I want to take that off again. And I want to take this off. But I do want to distribute to someone specifically. I'm just not sure who. And we should probably roll it out, actually. Let's roll it out to whoever is available. Just roll it out. That's the only thing I'm gonna put on him now. In transition, just roll it out. Don't kick it, don't throw it, just roll it out. Don't do anything stupid. There we go. Out of possession. Nothing have changed, I don't think. We are... Actually, I don't remember. Let's just check it out. We are forcing opposition outside on this one as well. So yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. So we are forcing opposition outside. We got two really, really good defenders in the air. Just let them cross all day. I don't care. We can deal with that. So that is our tactic for the season. It might have changed when we are coming back for the next episode, because I'm probably gonna play a lot of games. Let's check that out. Yeah, I still miss one friendly here, but then we have a lot of matches in the league, and unless I'm really, really struggling in the league, I don't see a point coming back for the league. In all honesty, I don't really see how that's good content, because we are probably gonna win it no matter what. But again, I could struggle, so who knows. But I think I want to come back for the first FA Cup game down here. That is gonna be our main thing for this season, and probably also the coming seasons. The cups are really important for both to bring a little bit of glory to the club, and also bringing in money, and it just feels a little bit funnier to watch cups, because it's, well, either you're in it or you're out. The league are, well, you might lose one game, but who cares? Then you're gonna win 10 in a row. This, if you're losing a game, you're out. So that's a bit more exciting to watch, I think. So I think I'm gonna play quite a lot of games here, and then come back for the FA Cup and see how that's gonna go. You might be wondering, before we're going here, you might be wondering, how did you lose all these friendlies? Well, I did something a little bit that normally I would choose friendlies and oppositions that are very, very easy to beat. This time around, I was wondering how good our team would be against opponents that are either better than us. Now, the first, I think, like the first 6 games or something like that, they were all better than us. Met Police, you know them probably. Ascot, I've heard about them. Ashington, I've heard about them. Not sure about the rest. But these are teams that were better than us. And we did quite well. I mean, I lost 3 games, 1 draw, and 2 pretty big wins. I'm very happy about that, because these teams are well, I'm not sure how much better than us they are, but they are at least a bigger club in structure, and I think they do have a little bit better players as well. So I'm quite happy with the preseason here. And these teams down here, and the one I'm missing, they are probably around the same level as us. I was trying to find teams that were on our same level here, and we got 1 draw, 3 wins, 1 loss, and 1 missing. So again, I'm pretty damn happy about my my tactic, and I'm very happy about how it went further down the preseason here. So everything is going according to plan. It might not look like it, but I need to explain that to you guys. One of the last things I want to talk about before we're ending this episode here is the youth intake. Yeah, I don't even care about the youth intake. It is so bad. I don't even remember which of these guys came in, but as you can see, just by judging by the ability and potential here from the stars, and I normally would say don't look at stars, but in this case, I think I brought in 2 or 3 players from the youth intake, and none of them are any good at all. The very, very last thing I want to do here is actually choosing our captain and vice captain, of course. And I think Josh Thompson is the man. The man that we were speaking about 30 minutes ago. Yeah, Josh Thompson. I think we're making him the leader. And Harvey White is actually, he was vice captain in the last season as well. And I think we're just going to keep him at that, because he is going to be playing games. He is probably our main ball-winning midfielder. maybe. We will see, but I think he is probably our main ball-winning midfielder. So let's just confirm that, and I think that is the end of the episode, of course. That was the transfers, and that was the preseason, and it actually got a little bit longer than I thought. There was more to show than I thought I would have. But I think we're ready to go into the season. We are looking for hopefully 80 points in the league, a good cup run in the FA Cup, and maybe even get very far into the vase. At least that is what I'm hoping. So there's only one way to find out how that goes, and that is check out the next episode.